I always love seeing films with audiences, and I know they're seeing it for the first time because it's just such an experience. Like watching what Adele just did before the credits rolled. Like I know where you guys are, but let's start at the beginning because I know with this film you said you wanted to deconstruct the idea of a muse and you wanted to give her a voice. So talk about how that idea came to you and then the research that you did because I know you spent a long time researching this.
Yeah, research came in and oh, this is always weird. This is the dome. It's my second time in the dome. This could be the last. It would be a really
I think not.
No, it's just that the echo here is so strong I have trouble answering that great question. So yeah, the research came in very handy, but the idea was always there because it's not something you have to actually research. The idea that the power dynamic between the muse and the model and the artist is something that has always been told wrong, I think. Being models was kind of the only opportunity. It's hard. Women were given to be in the workshops, and so they seized that opportunity, and it was their way to make art, and they did. And most of the research wasn't about the models, obviously. And a lot of models became artists, you know, that's how they learned. But about the female painters at the time, because they were so numerous, and I was totally ignorant of that when I started the process of writing the film. I knew a few stars. I knew Elisabeth Gillebrun was the painter of Marie Antoinette, for instance, but didn't know there were actually hundreds of painters doing the job, making a living, having careers, being recognized, and then forgotten, as they say. Oh, I forgot a great artist. Like imagine forgetting Van Gogh. I forgot about it. Erased by art history. And this is all about, it's not only about the model and the artist, it's the global shift of power dynamic on screen, whether it is within the creative dialogue, but also the love dialogue. It doesn't rely on either the storytelling of conflict or, all these places that was power dynamic we used to putting the character into.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned both power dynamic and dialogue because, first of all, the screenplay won the prize at the Cannes Film Festival and sort of like kicked off. I secretly found that amazing considering how muted men are in the screenplay. So, if any of you noticed that, that is literally the archetype that many women were given in some award-nominated movies this year. So I thought it was very interesting that your film reversed that and sort of, again, deleted them from the narrative. Anytime a man spoke, I felt jarred from this beautiful lesbian story, and I was like, you need to go. So I want you to talk about, again, because I know that gender balance and again, those dynamics were a big part, not only of the screenplay, but what the story was going to tell.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's only 3 lines, and they matter a lot. This is the saddest hello in cinema history, I think. Bonjour.
That was the one where I was like, you need to go.
But you know why? It wasn't about silencing them. It's not revenge. You know, feminism isn't revenge, it's justice.
Wait, no. Say that again.
I don't want to objectify men either. We know how violent that is. We don't want the same violence. We don't want the same power dynamics. It's not about that. So it was about giving that feeling of patriarchy without actually having to embody it through a character, because otherwise it's the villain. If it's the villain, it's not a system. That's also why we try to depart from the biopic dynamic also, like this great woman painter making it and this hard work because, she wants it. That's also a political narrative that we don't want to participate into. Like if you can, if you want, you can. I know it's a strong political narrative here. And you know what? I mean, I come from a very old country and where there's a lot of heritage involved. And so this kind of dynamic we don't have, so I don't see why we would tell them. Anyway.
Well, I'm glad y'all are old and can get past it because I actually like that you just made this beautiful love story that happened to speak to these dynamics. And it centers again on these just two brilliant actresses who just murdered every inch of the screen up there, and I loved it. But I imagine it's a daunting job. I knew you and Adele have a long history of collaboration and relationship, but that's a hard gig to be like, all right, just stare at the camera, and they have to do it so often. So talk about working with those actresses and with Claire, who's the cinematographer of the film, and how you guys shaped the gaze, because that's a hard thing for a lot of actors to do.
Yeah. And we didn't rehearse, before the shooting. So this whole happened on the set. I mean, with Claire, I'm glad you bringing Claire Maton in this conversation because obviously that was like a dance that we all did together. The film is also, was also very joyful to make because it was being playful with its idea, this idea of the gaze, this idea of being in the workshop of a painter, looking at a model, and I was looking as the painter who was my model, and Claire was looking at, yeah. And I think, the gaze is all about the rhythm. Like you could think the gaze is about the visual. If you think even like, okay, female gaze, it would be like the visual, like it's how you're gonna look at somebody, how are you not gonna objectify somebody, but it's not about, women keeping their shirts on. It's not about that. It's about how do you share the experience of a character? How do you look at an actor as a character? And that's about rhythm, that's about choreography, that's about how they're gonna breathe, the rhythm of the way that they're gonna look at each other, which is a lot of editing in the reverse shot dynamic, but it's also a lot of their own the melody, because the film is also has a lot to do with long takes, and especially when Noémie Merlan playing Marianne looks at Adele. She was also obviously chosen because she has those incredible eyes, and she worked by herself a lot on that gaze. Looking at the actual painter of the film, Hélène Delmer, with the girl was behind, the painter was behind, the artist was behind Marianne's body of work. And when each time we would shoot like a painting scene, we would shoot Hélène actually painting, and Noémie would look at what she was doing, and then we would put Noémie in the same frame, in the reverse shot of the painter, and she would embody that. She was looking at Hélène not only for the gestures, but mostly for the gaze. And obviously she was also looking a lot at me while directing Adele to perform that specific gaze of the artist.
Yeah, because essentially, whatever she's giving back, it's part of your recipe, and so she's got to know that. Because if it was real life, she just loved every aspect of this, and the fact that it was just women together being that comfortable, that's what we need to do. I love how female-centric the set was, and just how amazing the result was, because it is breathtaking and beautiful and haunting. And it took me the second time before I noticed the lack of scoring. I didn't notice it the first time I saw it because, again, I was just like, kiss. We'll get to that. But the lack of music, I think, is quite interesting because of the moments that you did choose music. And I wanted to ask you, in particularly, why did you choose the two songs that you did? And then we can maybe talk a little bit about that last scene before I kind of maybe throw it to you guys. So why Vivaldi? Why the singing? Those particular songs, how did you choose them?
Well, I both crafted those two musical moments in opposite way. I had Vivaldi in mind, and that last thing in mind, that last scene in mind, since the beginning of writing. It was kind of why I engaged into writing this film. It's the first time that I had the last scene. I knew where I would land, and that's not only about. Uh, so it's not about a story landing here. It's about an idea of mise en scène and cinema, and an idea of what's love story through time and the politics and the dynamic of love. So that was my compass. And Vivaldi was in love. Was in love. Oh, that's a beautiful lapsus. Involved. I haven't seen my therapist in months. Because of, I mean, meeting you, so sorry, and thank you for that. So yeah, Vivaldi was involved. Not knowing because he's dead for a very long time, but still not cheap.
For being dead so long, he's definitely clearing the right. That's good to know.
Because it was a democratic hit. I wanted like a democratic classical hit, something everybody would know or would have kind of heard, even because it's a ringtone first and all. And you wait for how many kind thing for yourself or no. So something that people will connect to. And that was also a hit at the time, and I liked that. Like, it was kind of a thing that is 20 years, you know? It was like, oh, this new thing. And on the opposite, I wanted to create an anthem for the film. And that could become maybe an anthem for something else, you know? I'm really trying to put this into like, you know, for the women of the soccer French team to enter stadium.
Yes.
I actually talked to the federation. Was like, you can have this if you want. Would that be awesome?
The Olympics are this summer.
Yeah.
So when y'all watch and you hear this song, she got it done. I want to talk about Adele's last scene, and I'm definitely going to throw it to you guys to ask a couple questions because she's awesome, and I shouldn't be the only one that has all the fun. So Adele in that scene where Vivaldi plays and she like lets all of this happen, and it starts with Naomi, who gives her that great sort of serve for her to then volley it back to us as the audience for this last moment. How do you even communicate and direct that to the actor? Because it's such a long take. She has to. It's a journey, really, with a lot of twists and turns. I mean, at the point when she's laughing, like you're curious as to what you think about that. Now, I don't want to tell anyone else to think, but I love the idea that she was reprocessing the fact that she has this life, but that she has the secret that, like, I still have love. Screw you. So I like that moment. But what did you communicate that to Adele, or was it just this is where I want you to get, and she got there?
Yeah, it's weird because it's the most important scene, and I think I've never been scared that much in my life of actually doing the scene. Also because of it's positive, because I was, like if we were in the dome for that scene, I was there, and she was there, you know? So I shouted, you know. Basically, it's a scene you don't have to explain because like it's the end of the whole thing. And it's like, but I gave her kind of 5 steps. Like she has to go through enjoying the music, remembering a love story, feeling bad about it, feeling good about it. But not giving her a strong indication where she would have to do it on the music. You know, it was the last choreographed scene regarding the direction of the actress, the actor. Well, she just knew that she had to end on a inhalation. Yeah, that's what I wanted, and the rest is on her shoulder. And I was like you, basically doing that process. We only did 3 takes, but it's not about the number of takes, because actually, you know, for the kind of thing, especially long takes, you only do one take. I mean, there's one that is good. It was a lot of technical things involved also in the process, because the focus was really hard to get. So there was a lot of technical pressure also. And we shot that scene after an 8-hour long wait. So that was basically like a lion in a cage.
I can picture this, by
Because
the
we've
way.
done all the shots on Noemi before. Actually, the shot on Noemi, I don't know if I should say this. The reverse shot does exist, but that must say.
Say that.
No, I shouldn't say. This stays a secret unless it's social media of the alt-right.
Because I want it.
Yeah, I know, I want it too. I haven't watched it. But let's see, if the film makes like great box office in the US, I mean great box office, maybe as a gift. Oh, and that's my distributor laughing over there. Maybe we release that shot. You know, like you have to do very, very good. It's not counting on you guys. You know, it's on you. I have the shot. I did it. I told about it. You know my ambition. Let's make this happen.
Oh man, y'all are so tasked to tell everyone to see this movie. Listen, it's a great love story. Half of you guys are in relationships maybe this weekend. If not, bribe someone and take them to see the movie so we can get the shot. I'm gonna actually toss it out to the audience. If you guys have any questions, I have one right here. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, just for me personally, one of the most powerful, just beautiful things about the movie is the fact that as the relationship between like an artist and the model, but then the relationship between lovers, it's so beautifully balanced. Like those two relationships exist on one plane, and I just want to know how the hell you did that. I mean, it's usually like one is at the expense of the other. How? I mean, it was just so great.
Well, that's the whole dynamic of actually trying to depart from the dynamic of conflict in storytelling. Like, you know, we always thought that a good scene is a good conflict, is a good bargain. This has an impact on our lives, I think. And also believing that passion is where conflict is. I hope that is another dynamic that also can feel closer and truer to what you actually go through in your own love stories or love dynamics. So yeah, it's trying to depart from that idea that you feel you're doing cinema and fiction because the dramatic tension comes of this type of conflict and domination, which is kind of a leap of faith, because you know we all come from that culture, and so you have to be brave enough to think, I'm being in attention on something else, and this is going to work, because you know it's you feel naked and sometimes lonely when you're trying to enter the process.
Yeah, I will throw it back to the audience, but I wanted to bring up this point. You wait an hour and 20 minutes before they smile at each other. Yeah. Wow, this is very much like, come on. So that takes a lot of discipline, and it's the discipline of how far you get along that. I'm just wondering, did you ever waver? Did you ever one day just say, you know what, fine, let them kiss after 30 minutes? Did you ever feel that?
You know, discipline is the right word. I thank you for that, because I didn't use that word so far, so now I'm going to use it. I use the word resistance, because, you know, being on this set with these two actors, we were building such strong chemistry, and that's a lot of work. That's a job. The whole thing was like, wow, maybe you could smile at each other at the end of this day. Like, you could use this in the living room. And I had to resist that, the pleasure of that. Also, because it's about discipline, because otherwise you're losing the idea. You know, cinema is hard because it's also, well, it's hard for a lot of reasons, but it's also because, like, there's something about the present and the joy of the present, and that mustn't enter in conflict with your ideas, because it's all ideas. It's ideas you've had for years. It's ideas that you've found financing for. And so you have to know that. I mean, it's ideas. It's intellectual, and you have to also stick with this because I wanted to the first time that this wine with each other to be like something you've been craving for and something that is unforgettable. And so that is like that you would share the experience. Like it's the right time for them.
I'm sorry to be crazy, but it was. I was very much frustrated watching it the first time. I was just like, come on, please, I just want them to get together. All right, we'll be right out here. Yes, ma'am, right in front.
Yeah, so I haven't been to therapy in a while either, so I wanted to ask you what you would recommend, the Poet's Choice or the Lover's Choice, and if maybe through making this film you maybe made the Poet's Choice.
Okay, she was asking about the Poet's Choice versus the Lover's Choice, and then making this movie. Which did you choose, or I guess the both?
Well, you know, the good thing about myth is that I think it's not about the outcome of the story. You know, that's what also I wanted to tell with the fact that they were discussing this climaxing cool story of Orpheus and Eurydice. I mean, there's layers to this because we could definitely say, okay, Orpheus is definitely embodying the Nellius. It's like looking at a woman and killing her. And it's a bit that's been really overlooked by a lot of feminist lecture throughout history, and we keep coming back to this. But I think, you know, we kind of get it wrong if we think globally fiction is about sending messages, and mythology is involved in this. The myths are great not because of the outcome. It's not about like, oh, Icarus, you flew too close to the sun, and now he shouldn't have. No, it's not about morals, and art is not about morals. It's about the tension of the question. So I don't know about the Lover's Choice or the Poet's Choice. I didn't make. I mean, we all can. I couldn't answer honestly to that question. I really don't know. But it's about stories that are about the tension they put us into, and I had like something else to say. Yeah, and they're not about the messages. They're about the desire they put you into your life, the dynamic, desire as a dynamic. So artists are not here to give you a message, they're here to give you desire. It would be a great ending thing, but
One more. Okay, I'm so sorry. I feel bad. But this nice lady back here, I'm sorry, y'all.
Was Eurydice something that you thought about before you started writing, or was that through the process?
Is Eurydice something that you started thinking about while you were writing, or was that before you started the process?
it was actually the last idea that I got for the script, which actually happened at the ending of the script. Like I had already started financing, and I went like I had like something missing into this, and I went 5 days of writing by myself in a cave, and I was just looking for a scene. It was a Netflix and chill scene with the 3 girls. But the card scene, I was like, they're gonna play card. It's like I want them to look at fiction, because the film is, talks a lot also about how art is and fiction is important in our lives, and the relationship between love and art and curiosity, mostly for art. And so I wanted them to have, that's why, and I thought, okay, so it has to be a very climaxing story with suspense, And it's like, oh, Orpheus and Eurydice is a good thing to debate. It's very climaxing. And when I was thinking about Sophie discovering that story, it's like, and Hello is also being wow. And Marianne knows that story, obviously. She got education. She does matter. She's just privileged. And I'm glad they make her feel that way. Yeah, I love that scene for that. So, and then I thought, and then I was like, oh, this is a thread. I had the turnaround thing already, but it wasn't linked to this. I mean, and it just spread into the script. Sometimes you have these magical moments. Writing is hard, but sometimes you have epiphanies. And suddenly it became this thing that would link the two layers of the film, the present of the love story being born and built, and also the memory of the love story. And like in a few hours, there was this sophism, this dynamic in the script, and I packed and I went out of the cave and saw the light.
I love that. Real quick, I want to let you guys know Céline actually has to rush out, so if you guys could just hold your seat when we get done. But I want to thank you so much for this film, for coming to chat with us. I want to thank you all for watching it, and please tell as many folks as possible. Thank you guys again.
Thank you.